I'm now starting a new job in kindergarten, but I'm looking at what the school I left wrote. It's going to be bilingual. מצוינות היא לא פעולה, אלא הרגל. את הדברים שאתה עושה הכי הרבה, תעשה גם הכי טוב. Excellency is not an action, it's a habit. The things you do the most, you do the best. Marvel Collins. So she went into Google and she put a few quotes, cut and paste. I guess Eti Benjamin, she believes in working together, being positive, self-image, blah, blah, blah. The kids are like in a prison. It says here creative thoughts. She doesn't know what creativity means, so how can she expect creative thoughts? She says a good, empowering the people.
חיבת ציון, תחנת עוזיאל, בית צבי, תיאטרון רמת גן, ספרייה.
Empowering for her means not giving any limits. Basically the kids have to do things, and I didn't realize that the one in charge of computers is teaching, she's also teaching them literature. Like you don't really teach something you know anything about, and that explains why she was teaching a beautiful poem by Natanya Natan without any emotions. Just so and oh my gosh, what they give the kids. I mean, I thought my school was out of date. When was it? 70s? It's worse than the 70s. There's a story about an eagle and a man, and the man helped the eagle, and then the eagle helped the man. Oh my God. Is this the best you can offer children in primary school for literature? Do we not have poets? It shows you a lack of sensitivity to writing. It shows you a lack of sensitivity to language, which lack of sensitivity sums it up. So you have here cars, blah blah blah. Horrible teachers. She did hire a man with autism to teach music, which is the only kind of person that can survive in that school. You need to be completely disconnected in order to... It's like probably one of the worst schools I've ever been to, because the lies. Like, this is so... Creativity. You don't even know how to spell creativity, let alone apply it. Creativity means being open-minded. And she said, oh, you brought into this restlessness to this school because they all look like they're sleepwalking on antidepressants. No, the opposite of antidepressants. They look like they're all on this sleeping tablets. They're all sleepy. And I come in with all my energy and they're like, I don't know, so unfriendly. There's not one teacher I actually want to befriend there, except maybe the music teacher who is autistic. Really, you can't be friend because he doesn't know what friends are. Sorry to say. Horrible. This girl smashed the head of a boy, and oh, it's just the head. He only has a little bump. Oh yeah, and what about the glasses they could have smashed? So, 5 minutes I was late. There was a woman, the assistant was in the class, and oh my God, we could have been sued. We could have been this if something happens to a child. Yeah, maybe, because those children are very unpredictable. I think those kids, that third grade class I taught definitely with special needs, at least 70% with special needs. No limits. They were used to obeying a certain way of talking, like no facial expression, same kind of toneless voice. It was like a prison. I feel sorry for her because when I talked to the principal, she said, "Are you recording this?" I said, "Why would I record you? I don't want to record you. I want to forget you." It was a traumatic experience for me. And you really wonder why somebody who studied at such fine universities like Hebrew University and Lesley, integrating arts in the curriculum, would choose to go to a third grade school with life. Up to the, oh, it says here you're learning all kinds of things. Intellectual curiosity, not with the stories that you give them to read. One of them was about a grandmother and a grandchild, and it's sweet, but kids don't relate to these things because they're really into their peer groups. It shows a lack of insight into what kids like. It shows like a lack of insight into what people like. It shows a lack of thinking outside the little square that maybe would have been okay in 1970. Oh, it was horrible. It was just a horrible experience. And the facial expression of that principal, I think she would have been really good as like a military commander in the army, but not as a principal of an educational institution. And all these quotes are absurd. Let me read you another one. הרצון לנצח, התשוקה להצלחה, הדחף למצות את מלוא הפוטנציאל שלכם. אלה המפתחות שישחררו את דלתות ההצלחה האישית שלכם. Confucius. I seriously doubt Confucius said that, because as far as I know, he was a Buddhist. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the push to fulfill your potential, those are the keys that will release the door of your personal success. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Don't we have Jewish thinkers? Can't you bring in some like Janusz Korczak? I don't know. Rav Kook? You have to go to some Chinese philosopher who most probably did not speak about the will to win as a Buddhist. Total malarkey nonsense. The kids have like, they have 15 minutes break, sometimes 10 minutes break, which explains why they're so, act like they're a bomb about to explode. How much energy can you let off in 15 minutes? In high school I had more. It's a prison, and now I understand why a boy said in the first day of school he wants to burn down the school. I don't seek revenge, because I did read Confucius and Buddhist thinkers, and they say that to seek revenge is to dig two graves. You'll harm yourself. I just want to put this in the trash and leave it all behind me and start a new year with creativity. So I'm going to be running the show. It's my baby. I'm going to have an assistant who hopefully will help. I'm in charge. It's a lot of responsibility. I'm going to have a lot of kids. But at 4 to 5, you're not spoiled. It's like an avocado. When they're 4 and 5-year-olds, they haven't been under the influence of stupid teachers who have no creativity and stupid principals who lie. So, but Sefer Ayalon, it's funny because I used to work in prison Ayalon, which is a top security prison. And it's really sad. I took a course in 1988, is it? Or 7, with a great professor of psychology about institution for changing people, and they compared schools to prisons. This was in 1986, and you'd think something would have changed. In 2020, and this school is still run like a prison. But I'm glad I'm out of there. Peace, light, and love, and Shana Tova.